I already made this clear, and I'm not going to say it again. I do not have a brother.
Hello, I am TheLavenderGalaxy, and today I will be reading to you the story of Spyridon Poltron, the Forbidden Brother. Now, in a poll, I asked you guys what story I should read first, and this one was the one that got the most votes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Spyridon Hector Poltron was Spectro Horus Poltron's younger brother who went missing, but was found dead just moments after. He was only 8 years old when he died trying to find his older brother, who disappeared the night before his impending doom. Before Spectro moved to the zenithine planet Spectrix, the Poltrons were a miserable family to begin with. Spectro's mother, Avira, passed away shortly after Spyridon was born, and her father, Alistor, was murdered in a car crash shortly after Spectro disappeared. Spectro and Spyridon didn't really get along well either. If anything, they had one-sided brotherly love. Spyridon was gentle, warm, and playful, but after his parents' death, he was emotional, paranoid, and depressed, and he wanted Spectro to care for him. If only he didn't go missing. Spectro was basically the opposite of his brother, reclusive, grumpy, and apathetic. It wasn't like that at first, but after Spyridon's birth and when he got a taste of the outside world, that's when he started to become as corrupted as he stands today. Spyridon's downfall started when Alistor died. He and Spectro were home alone at the time, and it wasn't until the next day that they heard the news about it. Devastated, the brothers mourned over the loss of their dad. Spectro, who was 13 years old at the time, decided to vanish on Spyridon in the middle of the night so that he, according to him, can finally get away. He had little regard for his younger brother and figured that caretakers would look after the new orphan better than he could. And besides, Spectro hated being around other people. When Spyridon woke up the next morning, he was horrified to learn of his brother's disappearance when he noticed that he was now home alone. Desperate, he tried calling Spectro's phone. As he knew him, Spyridon wasn't expecting an answer, but he got one.
Hello?
Spectro? Where are you? I'm scared.
I need to say that. I'm at the back, somewhere in the forest.
Huh? Why there? Dad said not to head there unless we are picking fruits.
Spyro, you have no idea how many times I go there, and I don't know why he warns us like it's a point of no return. I mean, what's the big deal? It's just a forest.
No, Spectro, it's just... What if you do get lost in there? And what's worse, what if you die?
Relax, Spyro, I'm not going to. Like I said, I've been there lots of times before, and I always come back.
You better, because you're the only one I have left. I can't make it through life like this. So please, can you come home, Spectro? I miss you.
Alright, fine. I'll be there. Heads up though, I'll be taking a while because I'm pretty deep. If I don't get back by lunch, then just find something to eat.
Okay. Bye, Spectro.
Bye.
Spyridon waited for hours, but never did he meet his brother at the front door. Having noticed the amount of time Spectro was gone, he decided to call him again. No answer. He tried again. No answer. Heartbroken, Spyridon drowned himself in his own tears. Spectro should have been home by now, so what was taking him so long? Has he finally succumbed to the dangers of the forest like his dad warned him about? If only he knew. Spectro! He screamed with unbearable pain in his voice as he stepped outside, dropping on his knees at the forest entrance. Spyridon feared the worst for Spectro as he knelt before the ominous void of the forestry. How could one little boy survive a jungle of nightmares, let alone multiple times, if what Spectro said was true? Slowly, Spyridon stood up, but trembled in terror as he entered the forest. Nobody was happy with this, but at least someone had to look for Spectro. That's what Spyridon thought, fearing that his brother was in grave danger. Every step taken, Every breath exhaled. Something never sat right with Spyridon. Trudging down the path, it's almost as if someone is watching, or worse, following him. The air felt suffocating, and the creatures that resided here sounded otherworldly. Again, Spyridon thought, how did his older brother manage to bear with all of this? Hours later, night settled in, and Spyridon started to starve. What was there to eat in this horrid jungle? And what's worse, the little Poltron began to feel sick to his head. Exhausted, he sat down next to a shrub of berries, clenching his forehead and stomach as the beast in his belly growls and thunders. Like what Spectro had said before, the Poltrons fairly visited this forest to gather berries, starfruit, cherries, and nuts. Spyridon's favorite was the blueberry, and he would consume them in muffins, smoothies, and pies. Before he could pick a couple of berries himself, Spectro called him on his phone, and weakly, he answered.
Hello?
Spyro, where the hell are you? I'm at the house, and I just got back from getting a couple kiwis and starfruits.
Sorry, Spectro. I'm at the forest. What took you so long?
I didn't bring a basket with me, and I was going to look for some blackberries at first, but all I saw were poison berries, so I thought, screw it, I'm not going to risk it. I kept on dropping those mofos, and not to mention that I kinda got lost for a bit. What about you, Spyro? What are you doing out here?
I just wanted to look for a quick snack, I guess?
Says the guy who told me, don't go in there, Spectro, you're gonna die. Holy hell. Spyro, just come home already because we're making dinner.
Okay. Sorry, Spectro.
Yeah. Call me once you're near the entrance so I can pick you up from there.
Alright. Bye.
Spyridon slapped himself in the face for believing that Spectro wasn't capable of enduring the tree-scattered hellhole they were in. While Spectro was partly genuine in regards to the fruit picking, he actually spent most of his time having a break from home in the forest and fell asleep for hours, which had gotten Spyridon so worried. Wanting to satisfy the monster in his belly, Spyridon slowly stood up and mindlessly grabbed and ate a few berries from the nearby bush as he started to venture towards the exit. Oh, if only he knew what the berries really were. At first, he didn't notice anything wrong. Spyridon never tasted anything like this before, and he wondered why such a sweet fruit was never picked for the family. However, just as the house was in sight after 30 minutes of trekking or so, his headache worsened, his vision blurred, and he collapsed from a single cough. Spyridon's mind was torn into pieces, all filled with distortion, darkness, and confusion. He could barely speak or hold himself up, and moments later, before his spirit left his body, he could hear Spectro's voice echoing as he ran towards his dying brother. And thus was the end of Spyridon Hector Poltron, 8 years old, taken away by the forbidden berry. Now Spectral Horace Poltron was alone in the world. It was then he learned the importance of brotherly love. Spectro didn't have much even so, but his reclusive heart drew the line at death. To him, Spyridon didn't seem very noteworthy, but on the fateful day, it was unbearable. The phantasmic whisper was angry, but he wasn't sure if he was angry at himself or at his now-deceased younger brother. Either way, Spectro was never happy, and he wanted to repress everything he had been through and start over in a new life, in another planet, surrounded by nothing but solitary. His tale began far out in the solar system of Zenith, in the planet that would be later akin to his name, Spectrix. When asked about where he came from, Spectro denied the existence of his past life, calling himself an orphan left alone at birth. He kept Spyridon a tightly sealed secret, refusing to acknowledge his existence when asked about his siblings. He simply said none. To this day, not a single one of Spectro's friends know about Spyridon Hector Poltron, and only Spectro knew him as the Forbidden Brother. Thanks for listening. Let me know what story I should do next. Until then, this has been the Lavender Galaxy, signing out.